new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his perfect bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high-quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
Live from New York, it's a show that's trying to get Brew to frame some of his old New York Times articles.
The Gray Lady.
Yeah, for a keepsake. You can put it
the New York Times doesn't often, and maybe never now, since it doesn't have a sports section anymore, have sports on the front page of the main paper.
I did the other day, World Cup.
Sure, I said doesn't often. I didn't say doesn't ever. Doesn't often. And so Brew has some front page.
The next one?
The Patrick Ewing.
This is what I'm talking about, Brew.
Just saying the World Cup and the Knicks 2 times.
He can't let if that side of the
Knicks,
table is going to be
this was the first time in 53 years they won.
Yeah.
It's on. U.S. Open.
I might have had the last front page Knicks story.
Brew,
maybe.
I'm just saying
Ewing was
you had an amazing career.
Thank you.
Or are having an amazing career, but an amazing career in print journalism. You should have
it
it printed.
Slip up? I'm a has-been.
No, that's not what
I'm a has-been.
You're a has-been of print journalism. You're now rolling in on stretchers.
First hour.
Having guys
Come a long
singing
way.
on television.
Today, Jalen Hurts revealed on the NFL Top 100. Should he be happy with his spot?
Also, we're having quarterback creep on this list. I put pen to paper. Too many quarterbacks are going to end up on this list.
Well, when Bryce premiered at 97.
And also, you're going to be stunned. There's 3 quarterbacks who haven't been listed who we now know won't be. There's going to be 18 quarterbacks on this list.
Rodgers,
Stroud, and Jaden not going to make it.
Well, Jaden didn't play enough.
That's fine.
But we'll discuss in a
18
second.
Quarterbacks.
This is just the tease. This is just the.
There are going to be 18.
No, there's going to be 18.
One NBA Hall of Famer says Wemby is winning every award next year. Does Brew agree? And the latest accolade for Wemby.
He got an accolade?
He got another accolade yesterday.
He
or
did?
actually today. Yep.
I saw him at the World Cup. They showed him at the World Cup. Did you see him?
Yeah, he said he was rooting against both teams.
What?
Because
he had a
he
French
wanted
jersey on.
Yeah, he was like, I hate both of these
France
teams.
was going to be in that
exactly
game.
right.
And finally,
He might not have taken that discount before if he had known he was going to buy a suite in the World Cup.
49 days until NFL kickoff, a special edition of NFL Tiers.
Yes.
A lot of rumors going around. You're going to be too tired to do this one, too, since we did Mahomes Mountain yesterday.
It wasn't because I was tired.
I thought you said you were exhausted.
No, that is not at all why I said I
I
wasn't
didn't know
doing it. I didn't think it was topical or in the zeitgeist, and I like to be ahead of the story, not behind the story. Everyone is doing quarterback lists right now.
That's right.
And so I didn't want to all of a sudden do Mahomes Mountain like we're trying to ride their wave.
That's exactly right.
So it wasn't about tiredness. There's a lot of things you can throw my way.
Dusty's saying tired.
Dusty's incorrect.
Fatigue, would that make you
I'm not.
That sounds better.
Yeah.
No, but none of it's accurate. I am indefatigable. How about that? That's what they always say about me.
In Kansas City, Sports Illustrated's Connor Orr listed 14 teams that can win the Super Bowl.
They can. 14.
Just can.
Just can. Not on the list.
Have a shot.
The Arizona Cardinals. And the Kansas City Chiefs, amongst others.
Almost everyone else on it.
We'll focus on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or explain that this was not a troll take.
Sure,
He really believes it.
Yeah,
and acknowledge Mahomes was excellent.
Yeah,
Said
great.
He was the first or second best QB in the whole league. Yeah. But here's his quote. I don't see how the Chiefs, can simply replace the losses of Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie while also running back essentially the same version of the offensive line for another year, especially if the team's most significant offensive upgrade was at the running back position. I thought that was a good point.
Yeah.
A little shot.
I mean, I think it's
running back's an important position. I think it's risen in the last few years.
I agree. But there's no offensive line moves.
No, but so let's start there at the most boring part, then we'll get to the actual news of it. It is stunning to me how many people in the national media, from going into the draft to right now, still have no clue what the Chiefs' offensive line is. You had, I think, the majority of supposed experts saying the Chiefs might have to take a lineman at number 9. Mm-hmm. They didn't take a lineman in the entire draft. And Connor is flatly, I mean, I don't want to say he's wrong, but he's wrong. The Chiefs' offensive line is new from last year because 3/5 of it was out last year due to injury. They have a first-round pick at left tackle who missed more than half the year. They have a second-round pick at left guard. They have the best center in football in Creed Humphrey. They have one of the highest-paid guards in Trey Smith, who missed 40% of the year. And Jalen Moore is a journeyman tackle who, by the way, also missed a lot of last year. They were on their fourth-string right tackle by the end of the year. So the upgraded offensive line is guys coming back, getting healthy. Okay. So there's that piece of it. And I like Connor Orr. He gives us a lot of content. And so it hurts me to say this. This is one of the worst lists I've ever seen in major media. Wow. And while he can say he is not leaving the Chiefs and the Eagles off, to be trollish or to get attention, you cannot make a 14-team list in a 32-team league that anyone will pay any attention to unless the noteworthiness is who's off it. Because who's on it is the playoff teams from last year, plus Detroit, Baltimore, and Dallas, with Pittsburgh, Philly, and Carolina out. That's it. It does not take a lot of journalistic courage to be like, hey, here's half the league that can win it. And the only way it's relevant is if it's who can't win it. And so here's my biggest gripe with it. I would argue that there was no point in time in NFL history where reasonable people thought a team that might have the best coach and might have the best quarterback can't win the championship. Now, if that's all they have, you're blind on the rest of it. Can a team? Not should they be the favorites. Right. Not are they, a top 3 pick, a top 5 pick. But if you go into the season with a guy who, even Brew, who despite the down years and Brew shows the numbers, says, I still think he's the best quarterback. And certainly a lot of people still think Andy Reid is the best coach. Can that team win the Super Bowl? I actually don't think it's going to be that long of a segment because I don't think any of us here are going to say, Connor's right. Half the league can win the Super Bowl, the Chiefs can't. It's impossible. It's ridiculous.
Well, with all due respect to Connor, who, as you said, does a good job, just a little note for the audience out there. Yeah. Last year he did a list with the 12 teams that could possibly win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he didn't have Seattle or New England on there. Just letting you know. Yeah, I'm just saying. So take this with a grain of salt, this list. Nick, you mentioned Philly and obviously
the New England
the Chiefs.
thing was right. We could not win, though. We got to the game, and it was...
Look, I don't think many people thought Seattle would, but could? I get the Patriots, but maybe Seattle. But anyway, not my pick, but I think Cincinnati could. Like, he left them off, too. Yep. Cincinnati, Philadelphia, and Kansas City. Now, Kansas City, I'm with you, Nick, in that just having Patrick Mahomes, he's 30, or soon to be 31 in September, not 41. So he's still in his prime. And he said, Connor, in the article, as long as Buffalo has Josh Allen in his prime, they're a Super Bowl contender. The same's not true for Mahomes?
Clearly not. We haven't proven, in his defense, we haven't proven nearly what the Bills.
So now look, I get why there are a lot of question marks about the Chiefs, including Mahomes. He's got coming off the ACL. Will he be back right away for game 1? How healthy will he be? How well will he play? Travis Kelce is old. Kenneth Walker III, I love the addition, but he's not He's not
That's
an
not a
elite
superstar.
runner. Right. He's a good running back. He's never rushed for 1,100 yards in a season. But he's an upgrade, but he's not like a superstar. And then the receiving core and the defensive backfield. He mentioned they got 3 out of 4 starters gone.
There are a lot of question marks.
So, yeah, a
I'm
lot
not
of question
denying
marks.
that.
And and you might not like this. I don't know what I'm going to pick, but I think it's on the board that they could miss the playoffs, the Chiefs.
Definitely.
On the board. However, the question was, can they win the Super Bowl? And there's no way I can completely write off Mahomes and Andy Reid any year. They're 2 years from playing in the last Super Bowl.
KW, can I ask you a quick question?
Of course.
You just said definitely when he said it's on the board, they missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I'm not even trying to argue about that. What's the list of teams that it's not on the board?
That's a great question.
Is it every team but Buffalo? Because Allen seems indestructible? The Rams look amazing. They also have questionable left tackle and a 40-year-old quarterback.
Barring crazy out of the blue injury.
Buffalo.
Barring their quarterback getting hurt. Not crazy, because injuries it's a guarantee guys get hurt across the league.
No, that's a good
understand
point.
my point.
That's a very good point.
I just think in the NFL, I don't know that there's any team
that's on the board that they don't make the playoffs.
Because, Baltimore didn't.
it's more of just like
going into
how
last
shocking
year,
it
we
would
would
be.
have said the Chiefs. I said it. The Chiefs
Baltimore, I
were,
think
they had
we
made
would've said
7
it.
straight conference championship games. It was not on the board. They missed the playoffs.
Would you be, how about this? Would you be shocked?
Would I be shocked if the Chiefs missed the playoffs this year? Yes.
Do you think it's a fair take for people not to be shocked if they don't make
Sure. I think what happened to so this is my general, and I want you to go. I didn't want to.
It's a good conversation.
I think the Chiefs lost a lot of the benefit of the doubt last year. I think the Chiefs certainly lost the aura of invincibility. That's obvious. And I think if people want to, even if I disagree with it, start to say, Andy Reid's not the best coach in football. Here's who I think is. Patrick Mahomes isn't the best quarterback in football. Here's who I think is. As opposed to prior to last year, when they were coming off 3 consecutive Super Bowl appearances, those being unacceptable opinions, those being opinions I disagree with, but you know what I mean? I'll listen to it. I think all of that is fair. But going from moving all the way to half the league has a better chance of winning a championship than them is an absurdity. It's just and can I talk about the Kenneth Walker thing for a second?
Yeah, because I have something on that too.
I think that sounds smarter than it actually is. All they added was Kenneth Walker. I think sometimes in sports, you have a hole that is disproportionately large to the position that it actually is, or even the talent of the guy that's filling it in. So I'll mix metaphors a bit. But I don't think Isaiah Stewart is, probably one of the 75 best players in the NBA. But if you were to say, hey, Nick.
I don't want to belabor it, but.
He was so great in high school, I know. But if someone were to be like, the Spurs, would the finals have gone different? Would we have a different champion if Isaiah Stewart were on the Spurs? I'd be like, yeah, maybe.
Sure.
They
Look
were
at what the role Mitchell Robinson
right.
played.
They were so dead when Wemby went off the court, and they needed toughness and all of this.
Scoring.
Again, mixing metaphors a bit. That's how I look at the Kenneth Walker edition. It is less it's less that he is a great player. He's Super Bowl MVP. Maybe he will be a great player. He has not yet had a great career. Right. He had an unbelievable end to his time in Seattle. But I thought the Chiefs were at such a massive deficit at that position that having them getting an above average running back, which he definitely is such a add from it being such a net negative that I think it has a bigger impact than if the Lions, who have Jahmyr Gibbs, added Bijan Robinson alongside him. Sure. You know what I mean? That's Bijan's better than,
And especially with Mahomes coming off the injury.
Right. And so that's why I think that way. And I think it's why they prioritized that. And I think it's why they didn't prioritize the offensive line.
I thought the point about the offensive line, because we've seen so many teams have a great offensive line, running back goes down, the backup running back comes in, like, wow, this guy can cook too, because a lot of times your production is a byproduct of a strong offensive line. Do we have the Chiefs schedule, Dust? I didn't ask for it, so if we don't have it, it's okay.
Broncos first.
So I pulled the run defense ranks last year, and again, that defensive ranks kind of fluctuate year by year. But the Broncos had the second best run defense. The Colts had the seventh best. Dolphins and the Raiders were not good at all. Then you have a bye, so those were easy. The Chargers had the eighth best run defense. Seattle had the third best run defense, and then back to Denver, which had the second best run defense. Maybe it's number one, or maybe it gets worse by week 8. So I wonder that in the chunk of your schedule where Mahomes is going to be the most vulnerable, never mind, I didn't even talk about the sack rates of those teams, where Mahomes is the most vulnerable, you're also going up against the second best run defense, seventh best, eighth best, and third best, and Kenneth Walker's former team.
Yeah, but
we know what he's going to do. So I wonder if that's going to be as effective out of the gate as you are planning.
Listen, I think it'll be effective because it'll help the passing game. And I think Patrick Mahomes in week 1 is, I think we are going to find out when we go on vacation that Patrick Mahomes enters training camp full participant, 100%.
I could see it.
Even if it's, I think that they hopefully will have a heavier run-pass balance in favor of the run early on. I think Patrick is going to have no listed limitations going into the season. That's what I think.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see. But I was the first to report he'd be dancing at Travis Kelce's wedding. Keep that in mind.
Time to play a game of something or nothing. The Miami Heat posted a YouTube live stream titled LeBron James Introductory Press Conference. One problem, LeBron James is not on the Miami Heat, and there is no introductory press conference yet. Then they took it down. Their explanation was that the social media team was preparing Brew for the possibility that James would sign with Miami. Is this something or absolutely nothing?
I bet we could get some great Brew newspaper stories right here about pre-writes, about people that haven't even died yet.
Their obituaries and all that are already written.
Ready to go.
I don't think it's anything. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't go there. He may go there, but I actually believe the Miami Heat, first of all, their social media doesn't know where LeBron's going. But I believe it was a mistake. They are preparing for in case it happens, as probably are all the other teams where he might go. And I think that's what this is. So, when he went, we have to remember, when he went to Miami in the first place, they didn't know for sure until he announced it on the decision.
I think when Liv, I remember being like, Liv was setting up a party.
A lot of people, including myself, were reporting he was going to Miami, but they did not know for a fact until he said it on the decision. Same thing when he went back to Cleveland. Cleveland didn't. Remember Dan Gilbert almost made a move that would have complicated. Yeah, exactly. So they didn't know until they saw the article in Sports Illustrated where he announced he was going. And he did not even have a press conference when he went back to Cleveland or when he went to the Lakers, to like an introductory press conference. So and especially the way it worked last time he went to Miami when they had the big party and celebration and didn't win it that year, I would expect that there won't be a ton of pomp and circumstance wherever he goes, particularly if it's Miami. So I honestly think, Nick, this was an honest mistake. They are preparing for what they're going to do. Maybe it's a young person in social media that hit the wrong button.
Or an older person.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe more likely an older person. Yeah. You're right. But, I don't think it's anything.
There is a 0% chance with how closely. I believe, and I think you might disagree with me on this, I believe LeBron and Rich that he has not 100% made up his mind yet. I think he has a significant lean right now, but I do not think he has he knows definitively. But let's say I'm wrong. Let's say they actually have decided. I would be utterly and thoroughly gobsmacked if it has leaked to the level of Gianna for the Miami Heat knows, and yet or Miles, who's in for Gianna this week, and yet not a single person covering the league is able to report it.
Right.
That to me is just because if it gets to the level of that many people know, then it gets out. Like that is, I mean, and so that is where I'm saying I think this specific thing is nothing. I also think he's going to end up in Miami. I said it yesterday, I will say it again. They are not talking to anyone. That is based on nothing other than my gut feeling and maybe a little bit of what I am starting to think is his best chance for a 5th ring. Because I don't think he's playing only 1 year. I do like the idea of the reliability. I know he's been banged up as of late of Giannis, the upside of Giannis, the stability, like Kenny Atkinson versus Eric Spoelstra is a big golf. Pat Riley's final act, if you will. And
Giannis is the best player.
Giannis is the best player of any of the guys he could play with by far. And I am talking myself into this top 8. That this team in the Eastern Conference, if we show what the top 8 guys of the Miami Heat are, that, okay, those first 5 guys are your starters. Davion Mitchell's your point. Wiggins is your 2. Bron your 3. Giannis your 4. Bam your 5. Hardaway and Portis off the bench shooting. Jovic had a brutal year last year, but his name does sound like Nikola Jokic, right? And that plus the little allure of South Beach, for buyout guys or whatever it is interesting to me. And I like the fit more than Cleveland, and I like the story more than Philly. And I just think the Warriors failing to get Anthony Davis made that, I don't want to say it's impossible, but I think it's unlikely. So I think this is nothing, but I also think he might end up picking Miami, and people are going to say, see, the social media, Giannis knew.
Yeah. Also, he's old and it's warm.
And it's great golf.
And I know it's like, well, when you look at the advanced analytics of how he would play with Bam, it's like, and I've been living in California, and I do not want to go back to a cold.
Do you think Miami?
It's home.
Now I do.
Oh, you think this is something then?
I think this is look.
You think Pat Riley hit that button?
A little false flag. a tiny bit of false. I just think it's like, I've been there. It's really nice there. He's done it. It's really warm.
It is nice.
People who live in LA do not like the cold. You think they don't like the cold? Just chat with someone from LA. Hey, in December, how is it there? Oh, it's 10. Oh, not me. I was on the beach.
We came back from the cold.
Yeah.
We came from LA back there.
You can only
It's
be out
tough.
there
It is
for
tough.
so long.
I also thought Pat Riley doing that sit down with Le Batard wasn't nothing. Pat Riley doing that sit down with Le Batard, being a little more open, talking about LeBron, that struck me as
make sure he knows.
Yes, that struck me as not nothing. Not everything, but not nothing.
World Cup final. Final numbers are in. Spain and Argentina sets a ratings record. 39 million people watched on Fox. Peak of almost 52 million. It's a record.
That's pretty
for a soccer broadcast, beating the previous record, which was also set this year, 33 million for USA-Belgium. Nick, we'll start with you. What do the record ratings tell you about the future of soccer in the United States?
I think that there is going to be a decent percent of these 39 million people that now work soccer either domestically or internationally into their sports diet. That's what I think.
Yep.
I think that this World Cup was a supercharged, no pun intended, 5-week drive to survive what F1 got from Netflix. Where it was called Drive to Survive, right? And where, listen, that didn't have 40 million people watching the episodes, but it was on long enough with enough popularity that it clearly, and you can see the data, created a new fan base of Formula One in America. And I think that soccer is going to ride a similar wave. I do not think it is going to, I think it will have a bigger impact on soccer's popularity and viability on shows like this and in sports bars than it's going to on us having the next Lavine Yamal. I don't think it's going to have as much of an impact on the U.S. men's national team winning a World Cup as much as it is on the next World Cup being super relevant in the sports zeitgeist and the major soccer events over the next 4 years leading up to it, having not World Cup level relevance, obviously, but more so to where someone might be like, oh my God, you see, who won the Champions League, which would be a very niche conversation prior to this in America.
Yeah, look, I was not very much into soccer before this, but really totally enjoyed the World Cup, and am still in a little bit of withdrawal.
Me too.
I mean, really, like probably the rest of this week, it'll be nice to be on vacation and get it out of my system. But I loved it, and I think a ton of Americans feel the same way, and I agree with you, Nick. We'll begin watching more and more soccer. I'll say this about the player pool. Because of this jump, and a lot of people being like, man, I really like soccer, and seeing the athletes and just, all that, combined with the decline in young people playing football, tackle football. Now, those people that aren't playing tackle football because, and I know a ton whose parents won't let them or whatever reason, they're playing flag right now. But I would imagine some of those really great athletes who could play football but aren't playing tackle, instead of playing flag, may start playing soccer. And they're in the same seasons. If you're a young kid, soccer and football happen at the same time, so you pretty much have to choose one or the other. So I think that could increase the athletic ability. Not that you obviously have great athletes playing soccer, but this will add, the pool gets wider and more athletes are available to play it. So I do think it might be a boost in just the number of young people and even high-level athletes playing soccer.
I kind of lean, I totally agree with you, and I lean towards you, Brew, that the fun part about this is we only need 15 guys and really 11 starters, right? So can you we're 11 kids affected by this that could get us to the next level. And there's a fun article in The Athletic by Paul Tenorio that Landon was 12 and he saw Argentina play Romania in 1994. So Landon was already on a path to being a great soccer player, but did that give him a little bit of an extra boost? And, was someone in the stadium with you that is the next Landon Donovan or next Christian Pulisic? It's a fun conversation, and I do think our sports appetite, I wrote, I was a little more saccharine than you. When you have one child, you're like, how could I, and then you're going to have another child or multiple kids. You're like, I can't imagine how I'm going to love another child as much as I love my first child. And then you realize your heart gets bigger. That's how I felt about soccer. My sports heart looks like I'm watching Bundesliga now. Just opens up.
I also have a classic category 1 that Fox Sports has honored me to where I get to announce it. Ahead of Fox Sports PR. They have not yet announced this. We are announcing it here.
Wow.
The overall markets for the World Cup. Which markets were watching the most soccer? Oh, looky there.
Oh, that's nice.
As I told you all,
congratulations,
the number 1 soccer market in the country, my hometown, Kansas City, Missouri. And that second number is share, which means when there was a game on, 20% of all TVs that were on in Kansas City were watching the game.
That's interesting. I view that as almost a story around, let's call it like baby blue. That since Messi was there in Argentina, and maybe it even got more into the Kansas City fabric, and the fact that no one wants to watch the Royals. I think that helped too.
That's very true. Boston is rolling.
I said going into the tournament this was going to happen. I know. You made the same bad jokes. It happened. Shout out Kansas City. You know what? Shout out Kansas City. And thank you to Fox Sports PR for letting us announce that on this show. Cut out Wild's Royals chat.
Do the Patriots have the brightest future in the entire NFL?
Keep using the Foo Fighters?
Who knows?
I can't get this song out of my mouth. First, I couldn't get Start Me Up out of my mind.
It would be nice if I do one word. 50 times. It's next on FS1 the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM. Here we go, Fresh trivia up on our YouTube page. Nick, what was the question that Miles had? MVP wild
The
card?
wild card Super Bowl champions and the MVPs of that Super Bowl.
Pretty good.
That's a tough one.
And Parkins forfeited.
Parkins is in such shame from the last trivia that he's on a suspension.
Oh, tough one.
Yeah.
Check out our YouTube and podcast. It's been excellent. Friend of the show, Aaron Schatz, ranked every
What makes him a
NFL.
friend of the show?
Because I'm friends with him.
Hey, well then just say friend of yours. Friend
Well,
of
I'm
the
on the show.
Friend of the
He's the
show
show,
usually
remember?
means
The show
he's been
did
on the
this,
show.
the
I
show
like
that.
Nacho
Aaron
is
Fine.
friends with the show.
Nacho's been here.
Aaron Schatz works for ESPN.
Yeah, I know.
Invite him on the show, but he's a friend of the show.
Okay,
Worked with
fine.
Aaron Schatz
Fair
a
enough.
long time ago.
Fair enough. That's right.
Friend of the show, Aaron Schatz, ranked every NFL team based on under 25-year-old talent, especially after I saw this article. To rekindle our relationship. Coming in at number 1, the Super Bowl silver medalist, a.k.a. the Argentina of American football world, the New England Patriots. Coming in at number 29,
Yikes.
the Buffalo Bills.
29 is not good.
Now, for what it's worth, the Rams were dead last.
But they want to be. They trade their first round picks.
Oh, yeah, they don't
wanna
like
be.
the picks.
Or they
Yeah.
draft backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which team has a brighter future, the Bills or the Patriots?
Long term, I think obviously the Patriots because Drake May is what, 23, 24?
23.
23.
Yeah, maybe 22.
Soon to be 24, I believe.
23.
And Josh Allen is 30. And so long term, I think the Patriots for sure. Short term, which, is future, the Bills. Because Josh Allen's better than Drake May, I'm sorry to say.
I don't know.
He's better than Drake May.
He's pretty good. Very
And
good player.
I actually think Joe Brady's going to do a good job. I think the offense is going to be even better. I think, and I'm actually now, because my question has been, how's that defense without Sean McDermott? I think Jim Leonard, the new DC, is going to do a good job. He's obviously his track record as well. So I think he's actually going to keep that as an elite level defense and maybe even take them to another level. So I actually think Buffalo's going to have a really strong season and be good the next several years and maybe at some point
Several
probably
years.
Yeah.
Several.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Josh is 30.
So that's
he's got 5 years left at least as a great
You think he's going to
quarterback?
start to run less and less?
Yeah,
and less,
but
right?
I think he'll
I mean, he
still
hasn't.
be. I still think he'll still be great.
You get
quarterback.
you're going to be taking hits at 34?
Not so.
No, he'll run less.
So
at that
this is.
age.
So my question is, what is the future? Because if we are, here's my answer. Over the next 3 years, I will take Buffalo, and from that point forward, I will take New England. I think I don't know how much longer Josh is going to play. I assume quite a long time, but I would assume that the next 3 years he will still be an MVP caliber quarterback. That plus the experience plus the age of the roster won't really kill him over the next few years, but it will eventually. Not having a lot of good young players is a death sentence in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Rams don't care about it because they are, their quarterback's
last
and their
call.
quarterback's almost 40. So
Yeah.
they're like, you know what, we're going to reset anyway, so we're good with it. And Trent McDuffie, who they traded for, didn't make this list. He just turned 25. You know what I mean? So they still have, it's not like they have, but they traded away a young superstar or star edge rusher for a 30-year-old super duper star edge rusher. Like they're, so I like the for mixed metaphors again. I like the Patriots for the next presidential term. I like the Bills for the rest of this one.
Can I make an argument for you to like the Patriots right
Immediately,
away?
sure.
Right away.
They won 14 games, yeah.
Yeah. They split with the Bills last year. I expect Drake May to be better this year, even if the record is not better. I do think we're going to see Drake May get smarter and benefit from the experience and also get physically bigger. If you're watching Drake May's photos online, he looks good.
You used to say that about Mac Jones.
Yeah.
No, I never said that about
What do you
love
mean?
his
You
little
showed us our
Mac
videos.
Jones is
Loading
no,
and
I
all
did
the
never
things
like
you
that.
loved it.
No, I didn't.
What do
In
you
fact, I
mean?
hated it.
No.
He's working out in
We used to
ankle
show it
socks.
all the time.
I did not like it. Drake May's just drinking protein shakes. He looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe Josh can get a little wiser, but I don't think Josh Allen has another level to get to.
Oh,
Do
I
you?
disagree with you.
You think Josh Allen can become a better football
I think
player?
he needs to
smarter as a
become.
quarterback.
He needs to become
Yeah,
smarter.
wiser. I'm saying wiser.
Well,
I
that's
think
better.
that'll
I
take-
mean,
But if how much? I think Drake May has this much to grow, and Josh is already up here and has this much.
So I'm not trying to be argumentative. I think the part that Josh Allen, it might only be this much, but it's the most important piece.
Okay. Also,
but go
might
ahead.
not happen.
Correct. 100% might not happen.
Like Tom Brady's like, stop doing that. He's like, okay.
What do you know?
Just from last year, did the Bills actually get better last year, roster-wise?
From last year.
Yeah, they added DJ Moore. We added A.J. Brown. We did have, whatever you think about our first-round draft pick, whether he's going to be great or not, we do have one, and they didn't. They traded back and sort of stockpiled picks when they lost their draft pick because of DJ Moore. And finally, the coaching, the big question of coaching is, do you value real continuity with defense, offense, head coach, or do you value this like kind of continuity, half measure, kind of brand new thing that they're doing where we're going to get rid of the head coach, we're going to elevate the
Well, it
OC.
depends. If the other,
I just don't.
It's whether or not
Maybe that works.
Joe Brady's good or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what
it's
it
an
boils down
unknown.
to.
You guys do have a known quantity, but I don't know if you necessarily, when we're talking about down the road, because this question certainly is not just about next year, want to do that they didn't have first-round pick because you guys didn't trade back to get out a first-round pick. You guys traded away next year's first-round pick for an aging player.
Well, that's what you can do when you're the number one team.
No, for sure. And so I do not think that I view the Pats' young players quite as highly as Aaron does, except for Drake.
It was really a Drake Christian Gonzalez with a dash of healthy Will Campbell.
Yeah, but even Aaron in his article talks about another one of their guys, first-round pick Caleb Lomu, who he says might play left tackle, which I have said repeatedly, and you've yelled at me on and off the air and said, and I quote, "You make the show look dumb when you say things."
I don't say
like
dumb.
That.
I said.
I also think so. I think Christian Gonzalez is another guy that I think Christian Gonzalez is your Trent McDuffie for me previously. An excellent young first-round pick corner that we both viewed as he might be the best in the league, and I don't think people outside of New England or Kansas City viewed him as quite that. Like, I was ready to go to the mattresses that why is Sauce Gardner better than Trent McDuffie?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I felt very strongly about that. He was first-team All-Pro, all of that. He was traded. He got a nice trade return, not what Sauce got. You know what I mean? That the answer was kind of there. So I don't view Christian Gonzalez quite.
I don't know. We would have
like
lost the Super Bowl by 50 if he wasn't out there.
I mean,
he had his best game in the biggest moments, and we still got cooked. But he's going to get a big contract coming up.
So I think. But so do you think? Do you expect, not hope, expect the Pats to be better than the Bills this year?
Yes.
Oh, so you think you guys aren't going to take a step back? It's a significant one. Because the Bills you don't think are going to win 9 games. You think the Bills are going to be a playoff team,
the Bills, right? Look at the Bills' schedule is very similar to our schedule last year.
Right.
But we were better, and we were better than the Bills. And Drake May in his second year has gone further than Josh Allen ever has. I think that has to be worth something. Now, was it just random luck that?
So, but you think 13 wins for you guys then?
I don't know. It's not predictions week. I don't want to be.
No, but if you,
I
but
want
you
to
think
temper
you're going to win the.
expectations.
But hold on. Well, that's then I'm. But you expect them to win the division?
Yes, I expect us to go back to winning
that's
the
at
division.
least
Yeah.
12.
Well, then, I think that's at least, unless Joe
Maybe
Brady's
11.
a disaster.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then it should take 12 wins to win a division with Buffalo.
I think the Bills are pretty more vulnerable than everybody thinks.
Wow.
I
don't know,
maybe
like-
I haven't looked at their schedule like you did. I thought you were saying their schedule, the Bills' schedule this year is like the Pats last year.
No, I'm saying the Bill when it's like the Patriots had an easy schedule.
Oh,
last
you mean
year.
both of them last year?
Both of us
I
pretty
thought
much
you were
had
saying,
the same
okay.
schedule.
I thought you were saying last
there's a few
year,
different like placement, but like we're both playing largely the same teams.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Friend of the show, Tracy McGrady. He hasn't been on the show, but I'm also friends with him.
Like Tracy.
Has high
Took his hand in
expectations.
the airport once.
Great.
That counts. Has high expectations for Wemby this year, bro. Here he is on the pod with his cousin, Vince Carter. Take a listen.
I'm sure he's not happy with the way he played. So that's going to motivate him in the offseason to even kick it up another notch. I'm sure he's going to come back bigger and stronger. I'm sure he's hearing where he needs to operate for him to be most effective for his team. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to win MVP. He's going to win the in-season tournament MVP. He's going to sweep.
Okay, here's the age at the time of the first top 3 MVP finish. Bron was 21, KD was 21, Wemby's 22. Finals appearance, Bron was 22, KD 23, Wemby 22. And title, 27-28, LeBron and KD, and we're still waiting on Wemby. Your reaction to T-Mac saying Wemby's going to win everything?
I tend to agree with T-Mac. Defensive player, if he plays the necessary 65 games, Defensive Player of the Year is almost a lock. I think he will be the best player in the world next year. I said he was, became arguable this year. I think next year he definitely will. And I think there'll be a little bit of maybe SGA fatigue for MVP.
Yes.
Jokic is a year older. So I think Wemby is the clear favorite for MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. I think T-Mac was kind of jokingly throughout in-season tournament. The sweep would be finals MVP, right?
Correct. That's
and I think they have to be the favorite in my view. Because their best 3 players, if you take out De'Aaron Fox, they're going to get better. Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, and Wemby, they're going to be better. I don't know that OKC is going to be better.
Well, they lost pieces.
They lost some pieces.
And the Knicks lost one important piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and will there be a natural, not letdown, but, they just won the biggest championship in, 53 years for the city. So I think that a sweep is absolutely on the board. The only thing I might, and I hope this is true, but the one thing I'm not totally certain about what T-Mac said was when he said, he's been hearing what he needs to do, where he needs to play to operate. Yeah, he should. If he just goes down to the block a lot more, not all the time, but more, and just little turnaround jump hooks, nobody could stop that. And here's the thing, Nick. Jordan, when you look at how Jordan, LeBron, Larry Bird, Magic, Kobe, all these guys, and I put Wemby potentially could be in that class, how they responded to disheartening losses. They came back better, they improved their game, and they took off from there. And I expect him to do the same thing. I also believe, I bet you Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and maybe even Manu Ginobili have been in his ear at least a small bit of time and talked to him about 2013 when they blew it against the Heat. And they came back the next year with a vengeance. And didn't just want to win the championship, wanted to play Miami. I bet they want New York. They'll take whoever if they can win it. But I bet they want New York because of the way they lost, leading those games so big and then losing.
Okay, so the one obvious reason he wouldn't do this is 65-game rule. And listen, he's played 3 years. He's averaged 60 games. This past year, when he said he was wanted every single award, he had to play in game 82, plus get credit for the play-in champ. Like, if you go to his basketball reference page, it says he played 64 this year, but it was 65 because he got credit because of the play-in championship game. Not the play-in, the in-season tournament championship game. But let's just assume he plays it. Defensive Player of the Year, I agree with you. To win league MVP, I do think he has some holes in his game offensively that I was, concerned about going into the playoffs that really were on display against the Knicks to a degree. Offensively, he needs to improve on. Which brings us to a tough conversation for the show, because it's not very often, Brew, that you're on an island and Kevin Wildes and I are on the same side. Dust, I know it's 60. Can we please have 2 minutes here? Victor Wembanyama is not a great three-point shooter.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think he's a good three-point shooter.
I don't know that I think I don't. Okay,
is Luka?
So hold on. I'm gonna do the. So last year there were 88 guys that took as many threes as Wemby. He was 65th in percentage. In the playoffs, there were 44 guys that took as many threes as Wemby per game, not total, but per game. He was 24th. Here are 5 guys, he's one of them, who took almost the exact same amount of threes. Cade, Lou Dort, Ace Bailey, Scoot. I don't look at any of those guys as good three-point shooters. I don't look at them as bad three-point shooters. Yeah. But it's the same, I think it's totally fair. It's not like a three is a bad shot from them. But of all those guys, certainly for Wemby, the opponents love it that he took it. Yeah. So I think if he's going to be a dominant offensive player, one of two things has to happen. He has to greatly improve on this or change the shot diet. Because he wasn't in France. In France, he shot 31% from three, but they looked amazing. The form's good.
He needs to do both.
I think he believes he's a much better shooter than he actually is. And I think that works against him.
See, I look at, and I agree, as I said, he needs to play inside more. He's letting the defense off the hook when he takes a three. But I'm fine with him taking 4 or 5 threes a game. I do. When I look at the form, I look at his free throw shooting, which he's an excellent free throw shooter. That tells me he will improve his 3-point shot. Can I ask you about this? I think Luka's a good 3-point shooter. His percentage is very high.
But Luka is taking twice as many a game and much tougher ones, which I think
he's actually worse than those numbers.
Wemby?
Because the threes are so wide open for him. Comparing him to Luka's, Luka's doing crazy contested threes. So when you look at their numbers, it's oh, wow, Luka's a little bit better. Wemby's are step up. I'm at the nail letting you have a deep three, and he's still shooting only 35%. And I just wondered,
listen, we don't know if Garnett would have been a good 3-point shooter. He just took the long twos. But Garnett had a good free throw rate, had a good form. But,
I didn't think he was as smooth as Wemby.
So I just don't. I'm not as confident on his range shooting as you are. What, KW?
You know what? You know what Brew's analysis came down to on his threes? Eye test.
Yeah.
No, I think he's got good form.
Yeah.
He's got good form.
It looks good.
That's what the shooters will tell you.
See the ball go in the
good form. Yeah, he's hit some huge threes. Who was it? He hit the huge three.
No, he hit one from 40 feet against OKC.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Live from New York, it's a show that's going to go draw a statue after this show.
No, you're not.
Just like Wemby. It wasn't performed. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be in a park. I'm going to draw. I might go to Central Park and.
You are a good artist.
Well, I will
give you credit.
You doodle.
You're
I'm going to draw you
way above average artist.
Wow, that's the nicest thing you've ever said.
No, I say a lot of very nice things about you. Mostly in,
mostly on podcasts.
Yeah, I say very nice things about you publicly.
Then in real life.
Real life, yeah.
This guy's got bad.
I did text you today. You might have saved my life.
Caleb Lomu. Second, our first things first. Today, Heat rumors. Is LeBron going to Miami? It's nice there. And on the other coast, what are the chances that Steph and LeBron could work? I'm kind of out on this.
Yesterday, you were all.
It just feels like it's yesterday's news. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts debuts on the top 100. Are we happy with his spot? Should he be happy with his spot? We discuss. But right now, let me get you caught up to speed on what's been going on last night while shopping for yet another bucket hat, this one for vacation. An elite committee of experts, analysts, and grandfathers fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for a 49 days till the start of football season tears.
Indeed it is. 7 weeks away, kind of to the day. Yeah, 7 weeks to the day.
Kind of.
Until the season starts. We have our first look at the start of 26 tiers, which is different than the end of 25 tiers. End of 25 tiers, at the end of the season, whoever won the Super Bowl always is atop the final tiers.
Just one? They only get one time atop?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Oddly, it seems like the committee has respected the Chiefs championships more than some others, but we'll see.
That's a surprise.
Bottom of the tiers, no teams eliminated.
Shocking.
these teams wish they were already waiting for 2027. Dolphins, Browns, Cardinals, Jets. One of our interns told me I was disrespecting the Jets. I told him, no, I'm not. Dolphins, literally, they're all in on the tank. Browns, they.
You think they are? I see what Shador, Deshaun.
Well, no. I said the Dolphins are all in on the
Right.
tank. The Browns, I think, would like to be pleasantly surprised by Shador doing something, but also because they now have all those extra picks thanks to Myles Garrett trade and all of it, they're okay with it. Cardinals, to me, are adrift, and the Jets are the Jets. Pick your sleeper. Next tier. One of these 5 teams, I hope we have it.
Oh.
Well, maybe not. Wow. We'll see. Pick your sleeper. It's the Saints, the Titans, the Vikings, the Raiders, and the Giants. The Giants and the Vikings are going to be the popular sleeper teams. They both finished last in their. Oh no, the Vikings technically did.
They felt like
they did. But they felt like they did.
Detroit was last.
They're going to be so popular that by the time we get around to the season, I don't know if they'll even qualify as sleepers. But in a weird way, the Giants' sleeper status got buttressed today by that terrible John Harbaugh speech that you tweeted out, because I think it took some of the steam off of them.
It's unbelievable.
And then Saints, Titans, Raiders, those are legitimate sleepers.
Do you have the monopoly on the Saints?
Just because Broussard's like Smith in the bio.
Yeah, I can always claim it if they're good.
No, but you can have them.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can have them.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
All right. This is it's back to football, so remember, Marshall names the tiers.
Of course.
This is one of the meaner tier names, so we'll go quickly on it. Board to tiers. I'm not interested in talking about any of these teams for any more than right there. I know Aaron Rodgers on one of them. Don't care. Bryce Young, 98th best player in the league. Sweet. Anybody checked on Daniel Jones' Achilles? Do they have a plan otherwise? And
Anthony Richardson still on the team.
QB battle in Atlanta.
Atlanta quarterback battle. Yeah, there we go. There's our coverage of those 4 teams for the year. Hopefully. Too many holes. These teams actually, contrary to board to tiers, could be exciting and fun, and particularly on the offensive side of the ball. But I don't know if any of the 3 have an above-average offensive line. I don't know if any of the 3 have an above-average defense, or maybe mediocre in that. So just too many holes overall on the roster, even if you love Jaden or Baker or Burrow or some of their weapons, too many holes. Should have everything they need. Excellent head coach, check. The great defenses. One great defense, one good defense, check. Chargers, offensive linemen back healthy. Adequate weapons. Fine running games. Question for both these teams is, do they actually have a star quarterback? I think most people right now are very down on C.J. Stroud. Most people, this is just the time of year that most people are the highest on Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah.
Far enough away from the playoffs and before the games actually start being played.
August is going to get real hot.
Yeah. So if those quarterbacks play well, those teams should be legitimate AFC contenders. We'll see. Certainly enough talent. And these are 3 marquee franchises. Cowboys, Niners, Eagles. You check out our old friends at Our-Lads, their depth charts for these teams. You can't make the argument that they don't have enough firepower on either side of the ball. And shout out to the Cowboys for quickly rebuilding that defense to where the defense, I don't think they'll have a great defense, but I think the defense is going to be good enough to where it's not going to kill them like last year. They certainly, any of these 3 teams have enough talent. I think wouldn't be crazy at all if any of 3 won the NFC. They made it to the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Eagles and Niners have made it to 4 of the last 7 in the NFC. Cowboys have made it to 0 of the last 30. But they should have maybe the best offense they've ever had. Certainly enough talent. This is going to be controversial here. Don't care. There's no biases here. Sustained success or one-off? Broncos, Jags, Patriots. These teams won 13 or 14 games last year. These teams, 2 of them, the Broncos and Jags, have what I would call polarizing quarterbacks. I don't think Drake May is polarizing at all. I think everybody likes him. And this is the year they can, if they don't have to be as good this year, but if they make the playoffs with double-digit wins this year, even as a wild card, then those teams just become stamped as, oh, okay, they're one of the AFC perennial playoff teams to be dealt with. I don't expect all of them to make the playoffs this year. I wouldn't be shocked if 2 of the 3 missed the playoffs this year. I'm not even saying which 2, just 2 of the 3. Any of them that missed the playoffs this year, until further proven otherwise, we'll look at as last year as a one-off. Like, hey, magical year, great, whether it's the number 1 seed for the Broncos, the 13 wins for the Jags, making the Super Bowl for the Patriots. So this year is, a little bit of an inflection point for how nationally we view these 3
totally
AFC
unfair.
teams. No, that's why, and my Jags are on there. The Broncos won the division finally. Your Pats. Bounce back or else. My Chiefs, Bruise Ravens. You can miss the playoffs one time. Season from hell. Quarterbacks got hurt. Had, in the Chiefs' case, coming off 3 consecutive 20-plus win seasons or 20-plus game seasons. In the Ravens' perspective, it's just Harbaugh ran his course. You know what I mean? We needed something else. Needed something new. Throw that season away. Move on.
Yep.
You miss the playoffs again. It's like, oh, okay. Massive overhauls needed. Now, the Ravens already did a minor overhaul by changing the coach. The Chiefs, if they were to miss the playoffs again, would have to really look at how they have built the team. The Ravens, I think there would be a lot of scrutiny, fairly or otherwise, on Lamar, particularly is he getting the new contract? Is he not? All of that. I expect both of these teams to maybe varying levels bounce back. If they don't, it is a changing of the guard in the AFC for sure. An FC North bloodbath, again. Packers, Bears, Lions. Last year, the Bears won this division. The Packers looked positioned to win this division. Micah went down, and they lost 4 straight games, limped into the playoffs. The Lions, we showed you at the midway point of the season, were the 3rd favorite to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. We showed yesterday they ended up finishing last in the division. I think all 3 of these teams have good to excellent quarterbacks. I think all 3 of these teams have good to excellent coaches. I think all 3 of these teams have good enough defenses, assuming Micah, comes back at some point looking like Micah Parsons. But man, oh man, going to beat each other up.
Yep.
And that is, that is a major concern. Who's the champ here? Seahawks Bills. At what point over the last 6 years could I have told you Sam Darnold's going to win a Super Bowl before Josh Allen? Seattle's going to win a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl before Buffalo gets to a Super Bowl, that you would have believed me. When Russ was finishing his career there, no. When Geno was there, no. When Darnold was bouncing around the league, no. These are 2 of the best teams in the league. It is stunning that the one here that actually has accomplished something, accomplished the biggest thing, is Seattle. Because Darnold and Josh Allen, same draft class. Picks 3 and 6 or 3 and 7. It's unbelievable. It's where they are. I also think going into this year, they're around similar likelihood of winning this year's Super Bowl. But then atop the tiers is the Rams' dream team. That doesn't always work out.
Right.
I think they're the best team. I also, and I can't explain it, it's just a gut feeling I have. Adding Aaron Donald is a bad idea.
Wow.
It would feel like it's too, again.
It's gaining a lot of momentum.
I know it is, and like I said, I can't explain it. It's my job to come on TV and explain things. All I can tell you is my gut feeling is that it would not actually be good for them. And I don't know if it's because he's a few years removed and it's
we don't know how great
he would be, or if it's just it would, the dream team that I'm referencing obviously is the Eagles team from more than 15 years ago. That it was their backup quarterback that coined the phrase the dream team. It was Vince Young. He was like the final added piece, and it's like, wow, but he was the backup quarterback. Still, that didn't go well. I have him atop the tiers, but I would I think that adding Myles Garrett, we thought they were going to be excellent before they traded for Myles Garrett. Trade for Myles Garrett and add Aaron Donald, I don't know, maybe a little too much.
Just for clarification, we claim Vince Young came up with Dream Team?
He is the one that called that Eagles team the dream team.
Gotcha.
Obviously, it's the 92 Olympic team.
Yeah.
That's the dream team. But the first time it was used in the NFL parlance was that Eagles team that had Vic, that signed Nnamdi Asomugha, and then Vince Young said it. Everyone thought they were going to be awesome. They fell on their face. So that's what it is. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, look, first of all, props to Marshall.
Yeah.
Great job with the
job
names.
today. Yeah.
The names are always on point.
Yeah, he's great.
The order, though, I go by the order.
Yeah, of course.
And so I'm a big believer in the Chargers this year.
What?
Why?
Huh?
I'm going to tell you why. And in fact, I'm moving them all the way up to the 3rd tier.
What?
With that crew from the NFC North. Here's why.
When did you become that's Parkins territory.
Believer. I'm an objective analysis.
I know, but just like
I
show-wise,
can't
that's
just
like
look at
Parkins
them,
territory.
But they're a good team. And where's Parkins? Is he here? They're a very good team.
I guess.
Jim Harbaugh's an excellent coach. Took him from 5 wins to 11 immediately. All right? I love the addition of Mike McDaniel. Look what he did with Tua. What do you think he'll do with Justin Herbert?
I don't know. Some people think Tua was taken ahead of Justin Herbert.
I think he's going to do huge things with Justin Herbert. I like the receiving core that as you mentioned, Quentin Johnston, I think is going to take another step under McDaniel. So. He needs to. I love Ladd McConkey.
Good.
Really good number 2 if Johnson can become that number 1. 2 good running backs. Hampton, Amari Hampton is here. The defense Harbaugh always has them, as a top defense. So I think they're going to be good, so I'm moving them up.
Wow.
And I got a couple of bonus takes.
Bonus takes.
And Nick will I think you will like this one. We'll see. I don't like if the Ravens found themselves standing across the Chiefs in the playoffs,
you wouldn't.
I'd shudder a bit.
Yeah.
No matter how the seasons went.
Of course.
15-2 versus 9-8, I'd be shuddering a little bit. But I like the Ravens. Right now, I like the Ravens versus other teams better than I like the Chiefs.
You think the Ravens deserve to be ahead of the Chiefs?
Yes, so I would move the Ravens ahead of the Chiefs. And Seattle, I think, a tad too high. They're a really good team. I just think, Nick, it's hard to even get back to the Super Bowl, let alone win it. They have, and I know you don't have them doing it. You got the Rams ahead of them. But only 3 teams this century have gotten to back-to-back Super Bowls. Brady, Mahomes, and Seattle with Russell Wilson. But I'm not sure if I'm ready to give Darnold that credit. So just a little down.
I would feel badly moving Seattle too far down.
No, they deserve a little love. They deserve some love, but I don't think they're going to win it again.
Crazy thing that they won the Super Bowl. They were unbelievable during the regular season.
Yeah.
Got the number
so you think they're going to win it again?
No, I can't move
where
them
do they
further
deserve
down.
to be?
I'm not moving them behind the Packers.
Just slightly. Just maybe join that. That third row could be long.
The third row could go.
He wants the Chargers and the Seahawks on the same row.
I didn't see any of Bruce's takes coming.
Okay.
Not one.
Okay.
You thought I was just going home.
It was very interesting. I didn't know you were a Chargers guy. I'm the Mike McDaniel guy, but
that's not a fandom thing. I think they're going to be good this year.
Okay. I don't. Texans.
This is just another
No, it's
Patriots
not. No,
proxy
it's not.
War. You have to stop waging Patriots proxy wars.
I'm a Texans guy. I might go to Houston.
You're like Erling Haaland. Mm-hmm.
I love Texans. I might get a cowboy hat. I'll become the Texans guy. All right, here's the thing about the Texans. They're on the same row as the Chargers. Justin Herbert has yet to win a playoff game. It's been 6 years, going into 7. C.J. Stroud's
How C.J. looked last year?
Well, C.J. Stroud consistently wins playoff games. Does it look pretty when he leaves? No, it doesn't look pretty when anybody leaves. But won a playoff game in each of the last 3 seasons. It's the standard of excellence, the Bills and the Texans. They win a game and then they kind of hit their ceiling.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if that's C.J. Stroud take as much Texans take, but I like
Texans. He's on
the
the
team. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
That's not Justin Herbert. I'm just saying he's done
it's
more
fine.
than Justin
It's
Herbert. You're saying, oh, well, he doesn't belong on same scale with the mighty Buffalo Bills. You're probably right. The Texans probably deserve to be ahead of the Bills, considering that Josh Allen can't beat the Texans. In fact, no real quarterback can beat the Texans. Josh Allen's 1-4 against the Texans.
This
This is Josh made this.
Stafford kills him.
This is chronological order, okay? This is chronological.
This is a
This is
Drake.
the beginning of their year. It's not. It's beginning of the year.
Those are
the end of the year.
interesting. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Stafford came out absolutely cooking. Baker did okay. Trevor, that's their 2 games against the Texans. Darnold did okay. Bo Nix, not so much. Josh Allen was horrible in that game. He had threw 2 interceptions, and that's the game. I think it was on Thursday night game. He had 8 sacks for 70 yards, one of the worst games of his career. How did he do the previous year? Oh, thanks for asking. That's when he went 9 for 30 and had 131 yards. Patrick Mahomes there, that quarterback rating can't even drink. 19.8. Hey, can I get a beer? Can I see an ID? Oh, I gotta leave. 19.8 is wild.
Yourself.
But 19.8 is a wild.
I remember
quarterback rating.
that game. Yes, 19.8.
That was the game
Herbert.
Andy went for it on 4th down.
Yeah, the Rodgers, obviously he couldn't do anything against the pass rush.
Herbert?
And Drake May, it was raining, it was cold, you're in New England. Look, did he have 100 passer rating? He did, but still.
Is that the game he had 4 fumbles?
The ball's slippery, shit.
Is that incorporated in passer rating?
Quickly on CJ.
Yeah.
Nico Collins, another friend of the show, a big day for
He
Frank.
actually is a friend.
He's a friend of the show. He's on during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He missed that Patriots game.
You love these win targeting.
Well, you got to target a guy.
You love them.
He wasn't there, so it hurt CJ. CJ was hurt. He missed Nico Collins. Tank Dell was out there. Did we pull that video of Tank Dell running around? He looks good, so I'm rooting for Tank Dell.
I am rooting for Tank Dell. That was a terrible injury.
Yeah, so he looks good. And then their offensive line. They got Wyatt Teller from Cleveland, Braden Smith from the Colts. Their first-round pick was from Georgia Tech. So that hopefully that offensive line can protect CJ.
Not a bad one.
Here's the
I'm
only
moving
problem.
the Texans way up. And again, it's defense wins championships.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm a Texans guy.
Here's the problem. So, Brew, I was a little late to work today. I actually wasn't that late, but I missed the meeting today.
Yep.
Because I had doctor's appointments. Annual physical. Everybody, guys out there, don't go to the doctor enough. Go to the doctor.
That's me. I don't go.
I just had mine.
Did he really?
For you,
Yep.
Kato.
Did he make
Good
the
for you,
meeting?
Brew.
Didn't even know.
And so I wasn't there for the meeting, and I walked from the doctor's appointment to here. On my walk, I get a little text. I'm not telling you from whom.
Okay.
Someone on the staff. Tiers had not yet been sent in.
I don't need to do that.
And I get a text, bro. Check the rundown doc. I open the phone, Google Doc, check it.
Who did this, first of all?
Check it. Tiers not yet in there. Under tiers, Kevin, move the Texans up.
I didn't know where they
He didn't even know where they were going to be.
Doesn't matter. I'll go to a restaurant like I'm having the chicken
What if
parm.
they had been
I
on
don't even
the
know if it's on the
second-
menu.
It's
I
not-
want the chicken parm.
No,
I don't-
that's-
oh, this one's with arugula.
No,
this one's
it's
with
not
saffron rice.
pre-order.
I don't know. I'm getting it.
Pre-ordering. It's like before the food gets there saying steak's overcooked. It's a critique of something you haven't yet seen.
No one believes
You've
in the
been doing
Texans.
that a lot.
A lot.
Did-
Guys,
You just
I
did it.
I need to start working. I got 10 graphics out here. You're giving out bonus tapes. I had to write that Mahomes drinking joke. Is Jalen Hurts underrated? We could do this for the last 10 years. Going back to high school. Summer of soccer rolls on. MLS doubleheader, first at 8 Eastern. Charlotte FC, Atlanta United. Then LAFC taking on Real Salt Lake. Son, Diego Luna. Remember, I wanted him to make the team. He got a little banged up. We can see him in the MLS. MLS tonight, right here on FS1, Summer of Soccer. NFL Top 100. Super Bowl MVP -1 year makes his debut. Number 56 for Jalen Hurts. He's the 8th quarterback on the top 100. He's 3 spots above Bo Nix, 7 above the Prince, 13 above Lamar. Dusty, what graphic do we have? Do we have the quarterbacks? Yeah, we have this one. He's bounced around this list quite a bit.
I mean, that's
From 3rd to 15th to 19th to 56th. Dropping
I
is...
don't think
every
that's
year.
bouncing.
Well, the guy was a Super Bowl MVP
No, I
and he dropped.
understand. I'm just telling you.
Just I mean, what are you
That's
supposed
crazy.
to...
Well, I mean, that-
well, but again, we
they
think
vote
they may do it
before
in
the
December.
playoffs. But again,
Can I say something before we go on?
sure.
And I am not the sports media ombudsman. In fact, I bite my tongue often to make sure I am never criticizing anyone in the media. Next time we do this list, maybe let's see how the playoffs play out.
Here's the problem.
Because it throws a little bit of a wrench in the system.
You wouldn't, and now let me, as the sports media ombudsman,
yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
defend the people
mow your
making
lawn.
the list. They distribute the forms or whatever in locker rooms. That's how they get the votes back. So you can't wait until even the playoffs start, because then half the league is no longer in locker rooms. And you can't wait until after the playoffs, because then everyone's gone.
Hear me
so
out.
the only
You
way
should
to
talk with
actually
the
do the
PR
list
staffs.
is...
Send an email.
I know, but just the guy wins Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, but
Sam
he didn't-
Darnold's going to appear like, man,
okay, that's fine. But he didn't last year win Super Bowl MVP, and he's been dropping. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
he dropped anyone?
He plummeted this.
Too high, too low, just right.
Humor me, fellas.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Because I'm going to go on a little tangent.
Wonderful.
That's all right.
Shout out to LeBron James.
Okay. Yeah, why not? Shout out to LeBron. Hope
Because
you're watching.
remember, when LeBron went to Miami in 2010 and everybody hated on him, he made a list of all the people he was going to prove wrong.
I didn't know that.
You knew that? You serious?
No, I've never heard that story.
He was asked about it in press conferences.
Okay, yeah.
and everything.
I never. Yeah.
He made a list. And I think Lamar Jackson should be making a list of all the guys that the players, his peers, all the quarterbacks put ahead of him. Now, I don't know if Lamar will do it, but I'll do it for him. I'm making a list.
Okay.
I don't mind the usual suspects, the Mahomes, the Josh Allens, even Stafford now.
Do you
or
really
Joe
mind
Burrow.
Hurts being ahead?
Yes. And I like Jalen. But he is not better than Lamar Jackson. Oh, he's been better in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl. Obviously, he's been there. But overall, I think Lamar is a better quarterback. I think that's clear. And so I think Lamar should be ahead of him. Now, for Hurts' 56, I mean, look, the numbers, it's hard to compare the different positions, right? I'm more looking at him in comparison to quarterbacks. And so
I think I can help that discussion, if I may. On
Yeah.
This.
I like him ahead of Bo and Trevor.
That's
right.
He's going to be behind Justin.
So here's
Herbert,
he's going to be behind, I think, more quarterbacks than KW will like. So can we put up my list? This isn't my list of how I would have it. I think there's 10 more guys that are coming. Mahomes, Allen, Stafford, May, Burrow, Caleb, Goff, Darnold, Herbert, and Dak.
Yeah, I do have some issues with that.
No, but just hold on. I know you do, but just real quick. Do you agree with me that those 10 guys aren't going to be off the list entirely? There's no one on that there that's not going to be in the top 100.
They should.
No, it feels like every one of those guys should be on the list.
So,
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
Well, it's Jaden, Stroud, and Aaron Rodgers. But I don't think Jaden, Stroud, or Aaron Rodgers are coming in the top 50.
Jaden is just going to be an injury.
Right, and Stroud is Stroud
had
a bad year. So I think, again, this is, put that back up if you would.
That would make Jalen 11th. Right?
Correct. So that would, and and the Danny would be mad. A lot of Danny drops today. I think that if I were making the list, I think the only guy still to come that I would have Jalen ahead of is Herbert. I think I'd have all those other. Dak's a close call, but I think Dak's better than him.
Better in the regular season. For sure.
No, but again,
better doing.
In the regular season, he is.
I think that but again,
throwing the ball around.
Well, that's the thing with Herbert too.
But Dak's been a big winner. I mean,
consistent
great in the
playoffs.
winner in
the regular season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we want to, that's. So is Jalen.
Yeah, absolutely. No. But I was saying
true.
Dak's not just like empty calories.
No,
That's what I was
no.
saying. But no, I think so. My point to answer this question is, I think it's about right. I think because I agree with you, Brew. I don't care about 52. You know how he compares to the third best D tackle in the league. I think Jalen Hurts right now is somewhere from the 9th, at best 9th and at worst 12th best quarterback in football. And so he comes in, I think he's going to come in 11. So I think it's about right. But so I think that's helpful because it's less abstract about how these guys are being ranked.
I think the question is, how much do you value playoff success?
Yep.
And when the stage gets bigger and the lights get brighter, does your game get to another level, or do you shrink a little bit? Now, the argument against Herbert is on tape, he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Right. I tell you.
In the playoffs,
He's
where
been god-awful.
he has, and I don't want to dim his candle to make.
No.
But Jalen Hurts has been excellent in the play. He won the Super Bowl MVP. He's outplayed Mahomes easily, and even when he lost, he played pretty good. You could say he had a fumble. He
had an awesome Super Bowl and a very good Super Bowl. I don't think he has a spotless postseason resume. I think the 2 years they went out in round one, he played very poorly in both of those games. Those weren't games he played great and the team let him down. When the team quit as a team, essentially quit strong. But the supernatural funk against Tampa. And last year, at the end of the first round playoff game, when they were a home team, a favorite against San Francisco, and they scored in the teens. I don't remember. I remember the season ended when they poorly, and so I don't.
That being said, just the counter to that is there's guys on the list that didn't make the playoffs. So Lamar didn't have a bad postseason because he wasn't there. Mahomes hasn't had it's kind of like very similar to your Jordan LeBron argument, where it's like, LeBron had a bad finals, you weren't there. It's a cousin of it.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
That's right. That's all I'm saying.
I think that. But so where would you have him? Because I think even your Jalen Hurts fervor took a hit.
You will put him ahead of Herbert.
I put him ahead of Herbert. I put him ahead of Caleb. I put him ahead of Jared Goff.
That's fair at this point.
I put him ahead of. I forgot someone else on the list I didn't love.
Well, you're gonna run a.
I put him ahead of
You're
Dak.
gonna run a dangerous race on the. These guys get hit because they don't play well in the playoffs for a guy you're not going to put him ahead of.
Who?
Your guy.
Who was in the Super Bowl?
Who didn't? I didn't say hasn't won games in the playoffs. I said did not play. Your argument for Jalen Hurts was not a moment ago. He has had all these great playoff games. I'm sorry, it was not that he made the Super Bowl. It was that he played great. It was that he played great. He played
great and they win games.
And
I don't think you should be penalized for playing three of the best defenses in the entire NFL and having your numbers sink when it happens to every quarterback.
Okay, so I think that's I don't think you should necessarily be penalized massively either. I think you're understating. I think you're overstating how much guys' numbers sink in the playoffs compared to what Drake's sunk in the playoffs last year. I think that is just statistically accurate. It wasn't the normal drop. It was a significant drop.
It was also I don't want to argue Drake May, but it was a significant drop because he was number one way out ahead. So he gets penalized. So wow, this guy ran a much slower marathon. he is the marathon
it's
leader.
Okay.
There's a little bit of that.
I think
his numbers wouldn't drop if his passer rating
I understand,
was
but
here.
I think we had a graphic that it's the biggest drop from the regular season to the playoffs this century. So we've had other guys who had great regular season and played tough. But again,
he's
I don't
not
think
as
that
good
should
as Drake May. I don't think anyone thinks he's as good as Drake May.
So this is where I think the hurdle for you against the public is. I agree with you. I think there's a lot of people that think Drake May is not as good as Justin Herbert. I think there's a lot of people that now
they should come to the show.
But buddy, how many lists are we?
You could argue
we just
Jalen over Drake.
If you want,
Drake's only done it 1 year.
Yeah, and we just
and he's done it twice.
When you said we just did the ESPN list that had Herbert ahead of Drake May is not a crazy opinion. None of us think.
I'm shocked by it.
Well, ESPN, that executives, coaches, scouts list had Drake 8 and Herbert 6. So I'm just saying
that was wild.
That's why this is the year for Herbert. If he doesn't play well, if he doesn't play well this year, I think all those people that love him are going to be
and Jalen wasn't on that list, and Jalen isn't.
Jalen deserves. He's not quite as good as Drake May, but he's very, very good. Saturday night baseball on Fox. Dodgers taking on the Mets. Ohtani, Juan Soto. Saturday at 7, only on Fox. What do you want? An update on the Red Sox. Yes, they won this afternoon. They're going for the franchise record tonight. Thanks for asking. Draymond kicking around the idea of LeBron on the Warriors and how that would affect his role if he stayed on the Warriors. Take a listen.
It'll be Bron, and I'm going to be PJ Tucker and go become the greatest corner three-point shooter ever. If you got LeBron James and Steph Curry in the pick and roll, I'll always have that ability to go get in the pick and roll and make some plays. But if you got LeBron James and Steph Curry in the pick and roll, you better go find a role. You better go find a spot so you can be valuable.
Okay. Brooker, you see this working in Golden State?
Well, look, I love Draymond's attitude there. It's like, I know it's the LeBron James, Steph Curry show. Mm-hmm. I will get in where I fit in. If more players understood that, hey, they're better than me, let me find how I can be effective, then it'd be a lot of better teams around.
And that's where Draymond's relationship with LeBron is super helpful for this.
Right.
Because I think there are other players that might be a better pick and roll partner for Steph, that if they went to the Warriors and be like, I'm going to stay in the role I've been doing. I think their relationship really helps in that. But
and people might initially scoff at the 3-point. Now, he's certainly not going to be the greatest corner 3-point shooter, but he is actually pretty good. He's a career 32% shooter overall from 3. But from the corners, which is the easiest 3 in the league, he's about 37, 38%. So he could be effective there. So I actually think with that attitude from Draymond, obviously LeBron's got the ball in his hands, Steph doing his thing. Yeah, it can definitely work. I think they would fight for home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, meaning the top 4 seed. I just don't think they could beat OKC or San Antonio, but I think they could be as good as anybody else in the West.
So listen, I echo what you said about Draymond having this mentality. I think it's the only way LeBron in Golden State could work would be Draymond drastically changing his role. Because it is correct that on offense, it's weird because there's such different players. But for the Warriors, LeBron would be taking on Draymond's role on offense. Playmaker role, pick and roll partner with Steph. As far as NBA skills that you can learn mid-career, corner 3-point shot seems to be the number 1 draft pick of things I have seen guys learn. You know what I mean? The guy, and P.J. Tucker is the perfect example of it. P.J. Tucker came into the league not as a non-shooter, and then as he got older and had a much longer career than otherwise he would have, his role was defensive stalwart, very often against the Steph KD Warriors for those Rockets, and a guy who stood in the corner, waited, and shot an incredibly high percentage on very limited attempts. And so, Andre Drummond has added, that is the one, if you really drill on that, you can become a specialist on that. So I do think that in that regard it could work. I just don't. I look at the Warriors and the guy that I think is the super high level, because I think Draymond is a historically great player for his role. Mm-hmm. I don't think he is still a great player in the league. I think that of the best players on the team, the one that I'm least worried about injury-wise is Bron. And so Steph is a concern. Jimmy Butler's coming off a knee. Kristaps is, sadly,
an old 31.
Is an old 31 injury and illness. So all of that, and then the fix is trade for Anthony Davis.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Draymond is durable and available, and that's good. I wasn't into this idea of him going to the Warriors. I then became into it as you had been.
Yeah.
And then when I saw some of these other teams that I thought competing for a championship was not so much of a pipe dream.
They're the worst of the 4.
I think that they would be the least viable
championship.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But number 1 for me, can you throw up my age graphic? I'm more interested in seeing this team.
Oh, I forgot about Horford.
So LeBron's 42, Horford's 40.
Would that be the oldest team ever? Did you say that earlier? Did you?
I didn't say that, but it's...
they even have an old rookie. Yaxel's 24. Even their rookies old.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what type of basketball this is, and it is a little bit, Brew, of personal pipe dream
Yeah.
of like when you were a kid and you went to the YMCA and a group of old guys ran you off the court, but on the highest level. It's like, oh, we're just smarter and more experienced than you guys. Like, no, shoot. Like, would that actually work in the NBA?
I think, like I said, I think it will work to a significant level, but I think the OKCs and the San Antonios would just be way too athletic. If you put that back up, who's the athletic, long, rangy,
No, the best athletes
leaper?
Yeah, it's not there.
Quick, they don't have it.
Pods.
Right.
It can't be.
Yeah.
And they got rid of the lacrosse
Podzimski.
kid.
Yeah, so that's
where'd he go?
I thought he was. Maybe I'm wrong.
And
you know what?
also-
That-
Well, he's
got a brother,
Actor. You know what?
they're gonna
Maybe I
be.
should-
Josh,
They're
check
gonna
on
miss so
lacrosse
many
guy.
games for injuries.
This is what the roster would
Yeah,
look
Pods is your athlete.
like. Moses Moody.
They're gonna miss so many games with injuries too. And
And
even though
Jimmy,
LeBron,
and Jimmy,
I
there
agree
should
with
be an
you,
asterisk.
is the
Like, I don't even
healthiest.
know when Jimmy's back.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I mean, I know Jimmy was tweeting to
January
Shams,
or
I'm
something.
questionable for the play-in. Like, he was not questionable for the play-in. I think they are, in my own personal, handicapping, I think the Warriors are, at this point, the least likely of the four.
Oh, shoot. That's where I'm at.
You
too.
want to see that?
I want
But
to
he
see it
wants
because
to
I
see
think
it.
it's interesting.
It would be
I don't
fun.
think winning a championship is necessarily
It would be fun. But
my number one goal. That's just more fun to watch than the Heat. I've seen LeBron in a Heat jersey. Seen him in a Cavs jersey.